Hello and welcome to week 4 of April 2024 Coffee and Card with Linda from lindaspapercraft.co.uk, and today we are featuring the dies. We're only using one stamp and the rest of these clouds are all die cut and then glued onto paper as the background, and then I've die cut the balloons using the designer series paper. So to save time, I have die cut them all out. So the ones I've already cut out are these ones. Okay, oops, scratch my magnet. Not that one yet. Okay, so I've cut the overlays and the sentiment piece. So these are all in yellow and you just need one of them, and that's the basket with the thin strings, not the thicker strings. Okay, so I've cut out one each of all of those, and then in white I've cut out one of these. Now you can either cut it out now and stamp it, or you can stamp it and then cut it out. It's up to you. There's quite a lot of space to line up. And then I've cut out 5 lots of clouds. So I've got 10 clouds altogether. Okay. And then also in mine I actually used some designer series, some card, but I think I've forgotten to add it into your kit. So actually, and looking at it, it is this one again. This is the one that fits underneath this balloon here. I'm just going to put this away because you know it'll get lost if I don't. So there we go. Okay, so those are the dies we're using. As I say, I've pre-cut all of this already. So 5 lots of clouds, that in yellow and white, and this lot in yellow, and then this one I need to cut out in designer series paper to give your little basket. So, because I think I did that in pool party, and when I checked my envelope, I didn't have any pool party, so I think I forgot to put it in. Right, so here we go. So if you want to go away and do all that die cut, so pause, do all your die cutting, come back. That's probably the way I would recommend you did it. And I've got all my dies in a little box here. So to one side. So I don't need those. I do need that. I do need that. So that's for your die cutting. And then you've got a basic white card base and your envelope. So just remember, the big piece of lemon lolly is for the background of the card. Although I know some people it's called gutting, where you actually die cut stuff out of the middle of your card. I don't do it with normal card, but if I'm using foil or anything like that, I do, because it's expensive, or more expensive, should we say, as all the prices keep going up. So that's your mat that's going under there, and then we're going to stick our clouds onto here. Right, so I don't need those, but I am going to cut the rest of my die cutting out now. So I need, what are we going to do this time? So loads of that, let's see, that's that. So I do quite like that in the stripy, so I think I'm going to use that. So let's just pop that on there. Get my big scissors. And I'm just going to take that off, and I'm just going to do a little slide so I know that isn't a straight line, because if you then put that against a guillotine or a trimmer, then it would cut crooked. Okay, so we've got that, and then we need this balloon. So see, I quite like that, but then it wouldn't really stand out against the blue. There it is. Don't tell me I have none of this left, because that means you don't either. So pop this back. It would look nice in the polka dots as well. Okay. Thinking about what colour to do the basket. Right, so this balloon, as we're using a fresh piece, I'm not going to cut this by hand. So it's about 5.5 centimetres by 7-ish, 6.5. think I'll go 7 to be on the safe side. So I'm going to cut a strip. That is 5.5 by 7 to do my die cutting. I know you can't see my scale, but I'm doing 5.5 by 7. I've got 2 cups in the way there. Right, put these to one side, put that on, get the little machine out, and we'll do the rest of the die cutting. Okay. So this way, then it's in the light. So I'm going to cut out the heart. I've got the wrong balloon there, so I'm going to cut out the heart in this one, and then this one out of there. I did see on Pinterest somebody actually with this paper put little yellow centres in all of these little daisies, which look really nice. A bit time consuming, but you could do it maybe with the odd one. Go. There we are. So I'll pop these in with the rest of my dies. There. And then I didn't get a thing to do my little... I mean, obviously, if you've got a scrapper pool party, use a scrapper pool party. I'm thinking that little bit there might look nice. So, where's my little die? There it is. So I'm just going to cut this out of the scrap. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, well, actually, I positioned that quite well considering you can't actually see through the design. So let's get rid of my scraps, pop my machine away. And there we go. Right. Pop those away. Right, so I'm going to first of all do all my sticking. So I think I might start with my balloons, and I'm going to get my silicone mat out. I do recommend these. Get the gluey one. It just makes life that little bit easier. There's the glue out. Right, this one's got more in. So, first of all, with the big balloon, I'm going to stick this into the middle there. Okay, so a little design there. I think it's beautiful, this. Cut's gorgeous. Right, so no glue. Yes, glue. And so when you're using a silicone mat, you're not gumming up your paper with all these dots of glue. It just works so much easier. If you find your dots are too big, just don't squeeze as much. I am barely squeezing this. I'm sort of relying on capillary action for it to come out. But it's a narrow tube and it flows anyway, rather than actually. I think that's enough. Trusty tweezers. See, it just wipes off and dries, and then every now and then, probably less often than I should, I wash it with in warm soapy water, and all the glue comes off. It's brilliant. Whoops. Wiggling. There we go. Okay, I managed to get my nail under that as I picked it up. Okay, so that's our first piece stuck together, and then we need to put the hanging mechanism on, and I tend to put that on first and then glue the basket behind. So this time what I'm going to do is bob a line of glue on here. I'll just glue that in place. So again, I'm lining it up with where it fits on the balloon. So that's about there, fairly straight. There we go. And then I turn it over and pop some glue on the basket and then glue the other basket on. So I'm just going to pop a bit of glue on there, find my little basket that's put in here, and I'm just going to put a very tiny dot of glue just on the ends there. It's really tiny, you can't see it. And then position this. To be fair, that side would have worked as well. And then that just sticks behind the basket. And there you go. Cute. It's got a little pink basket with some little hearts on it. Are they hearts? Let's have a look. No, they're circles. They just look like hearts. Right, okay, so that's that basket. Don't know why I'm putting them in matter. We have loads of glue to do. So now this one goes on this one. And then obviously we need our basket as well. So I'll put the basket on the back of this one. Okay, so... And again, I'm just putting little bits of glue on the junctions and around the edge, and then I am squeezing far too hard. It is now flowing. Okay. So I think I've got a little bit too much glue on there, so I'm just going to pat that down there, pick it up. See, it's just flattened out that glue quite a bit, and then I'm going to stick it on here. So there is a tiny border round the outside. There we go. Okay, slightly got it over that side. There we are. There we go. So I'm just going to get rid of all this glue and pop it over. So I'm just wiping this with a cloth. I want to flip it, but I don't want to get glue all over my paper because then it defeats the object. There we go. I've got the worst off. Try it off on your jeans, obviously. Oh, and then we need to put a couple of little dots of glue on here. Just tiny little dots. It's still flooding out. See, I told you this one was fuller than the other one. And then and the one thing about this is things don't tend to slip around on here either. So I just positioned my balloon where I wanted it and glued it down. So there's a little bit of a gap between the basket and the balloon. There we go, pop that there to dry. Then I'm going to show you how I made the sentiment. So I've already cut this out in white and I'm doing it this way. And what I did was I cut the full one out and then I've just trimmed it off using scissors. These need a clean. Well, something sticky there. Right, so I do have glue scissors, but I don't always get them out, as you can tell. So there we go. So I'm just sort of following the stitching, leaving an even piece. There we go, and then you'll see the yellow banner behind it. Okay, wish big, blue ink. So I'm using the Balmy Blue. just going to come in and stamp roughly in the middle. Obviously you'll be able to get on top of it because you won't have a big camera in the way. Pop that away. And then the glue. Go. So that's 2 balloons and a sentiment sorter. I really like the way that works, that you can see the yellow coming out. There is one that sort of fits this with a little bit of, which I think we used earlier in the month, but I just like that way that just the yellow flags just flip out of the edges there. So put these away, we'll need them again in a minute. Right, so now we need our balmy blue and our clouds. So the first time I did this, I did all the clouds and then added the details and found that some of my clouds were completely covered up. So I'm going to do it the other way. So I'm going to approximately place where I want my balloons and my sentiments. And then I am going to add my clouds. So I would like this one. I actually lined it up. I trimmed it in line with the blue, but this time I'm going to line it up with the blue. So let's get some glue on this one. Okay, so that's going to go behind that one in line with the bottom of the blue. Yeah. There we go, so that's cloud number 1. And that came down a bit, didn't it? I think I've done them lower. Yep. So, and then there's another big one at the top here, so let's do that one. I'm just doing them sort of randomly around. I've got that one there and trying to get them flat as I can. I've got another big one. I'm going to put a little one. So I'm going to have a little one just coming under there. You want some coming off the edge. I'm done round about the edge. See, I had a little one there and I put a big one. See, it's just random. Put that one there. So what have we got left? We've got 3 little ones left. So I'm going to put one coming in under the balloon there. So I'm actually going to push that. So, oh, I'll leave a little tiny weeny bit off to trim off. There we go. And then just going to have a little one there. Okay, so that's where I've put my balloons, my clouds. Okay, glue those down. we go. I'm just going to trim those off. Just going to check I'm still centered because I've remembered I did some die cutting and didn't check each of those. Right, and I'm just going to come in, line up the edge of the scissors with the edge of the card and trim the edges of the clouds. I'm just coming up this way. I did leave a twinky little edge on there, didn't I? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and there we have our background. So obviously if you weren't putting such big images, you'd put a couple more clouds in there, but they're going to be hidden by the balloons, so we don't need those. So I think I've used one less on this one. Yep, I've got one left. Okay, right, get the dimensionals. So alright, so I'm just going to use the bones of these and then get some little ones here. And then if I've got a sheet of little ones to hand. Nope. Yep. I don't have enough space to have separate places for my little and big dimensionals. They're all in a big pile. So a little one or a chopped up one on the back of the basket. Okay, and then you can use the larger ones on the balloons. So just going to do, don't forget your edges. I know some people throw them away, to my horror. So that one's cut. There. I know I'm posting this one, so I'm putting a lot of dimensionals on, and I mean, although it has got layers of card, it is only designer series paper. So yeah, I've just seen I glued this flat. I'm not on this one. So I want these two balloons to sort of cross over like that. So what I want to do is I don't want to put any dimensionals on this side here. Okay, so this is the bit that's going to go over. So I'm just going to put dimensionals around here and there because this balloon's going to support this half. So, and because I have a tendency to forget which half it is I'm working on, until I've got something on, I keep my finger there. Okay, and then probably just another one there. Okay, so I'm going to stick this one down first. So if you are sticking this one flat to your card, then you just need dimensionals all across this balloon. But if you are popping it up like I have done this time, then you do need to put dimension only on half and glue on the other half. Okay, so where's my sentiment gone? Here it is. So sentiment's there. That balloon is going to go there, so yeah. There's one. And then I'm popping a little bit of glue on this side. You don't have to completely cover it because this glue works really well. So just putting a little bead of glue there. Take off your your dimensional covers. Talking rubbish today. And then position this one just to the side there. And then I'm going to add this. I'm putting that on a little bit high because I think I've gone a little bit closer and higher with the balloons on this one. Just a slightly different arrangement. Right, and that's not straight. Right, okay, quick tip. If it doesn't immediately come off, get your scissors. And this is why I get glue on my scissors. Snip in between. Take that off. And then these dimensionals will roll off. So there we go. Come off the card. Roll it off. Carefully. Your sentiment. There we go. I mean, the most sensible thing to do is check it straight before you press it down. Rushing, it's never good. So there you go, see, all off. So all I've done is gone with my scissors, cut them in half horizontally, and then taken it off and just rolled all the adhesive off each one. So, and try again. And this time, check. So you do have some leeway once you've put them on. It's when you've pressed them down that you have to cut them off. Right, Linda, straight but matte, straight sentiment. There we go. That's better. Do as I say, not as I do, as my teachers used to say, and my parents. So. Right, so this goes on here. There we are. And then that just sticks to the front, and that's it. So that's this month's coffee and card done. I've not put any little gems on here. You've got plenty if you want to have a play. So I think I felt it was quite a fussy card to start with because there's quite a lot going on in this card. So I didn't put any dimensionals on. So if you've liked this, please do a thumbs up. Also, the measurements, I've done a blog post that goes with this, and all the measurements and supplies are on there. Unfortunately, the designer series paper, the Flight and Airy design, no, it's not Flight and Airy, what's it called? Anyway, the designer series paper that goes with this bundle will no longer be available after the end of April, because we've got a beautiful new catalogue, and you will not be short of designer series paper that you could use instead. But the balloons, the hot air balloons, are carrying forward to the new catalogue. These are going as well, unfortunately. It's unusual that they carry forward these things. Anyway, so that's it for this week. I shall see you next week with everyday details, and take care. Bye.